This is my live stream number 10. Okay, let's continue. Which star appears to be stationary in the northern hemisphere sky? Polaris. The attached picture is time-lapse photography of the stars in the night sky appearing to rotate around one star in the center. That star is Polaris, also more commonly known as Noah's star. The stars appear to be moving around Polaris. However, the motion that we see in the night sky is due to rotation of our planet Earth. Which occupation did the cat Tama have in the city of Kinokawa, Japan? I don't know. The answer is Station Master and Operating Officer. Tama, born in 1999 to 2015, was a female calico cat who gained fame for being a station master and operating officer at Kishu Station on the Kishigawa line in Kinokawa, Wakayama Prefecture, Japan. Which of these was the first toy advertised on television? Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head is an American toy consisting of a plastic model of a potato head to which a variety of plastic parts can attach. Typically ears, eyes, shoes, hat, nose, pants, and mouth. Mr. Potato was invented and developed by George Lerner in 1949. It was first manufactured and distributed by Hasbro. In 1952 was the first toy advertised on television and has remained in production since. In its original form, Mr. Potato Head was offered as a separate plastic parts with pushpins be attached into a real potato or other vegetable. Due to complaints regarding rotting vegetables and new government safety regulations, Hasbro began including a plastic potato body with the toy set in 1964. Which color is called magenta? Reddish purple. Magenta is a color that is variously defined as purplish, red, reddish purple, or mauvish crimson. On color wheels of the RGB additive and CMY subtractive color models. It is located exactly midway between red and blue. It is one of the 4 colors of ink used in color printing by an inkjet printer, along with yellow, black, and cyan to make all the other colors. The tone of magenta used in printing is called printer's magenta. Magenta took its name from Which of the following colors was named after an Italian town? The answer is magenta. Magenta is a color that is variously defined as purplish red. On color wheels of the RGB and CMY color models, it is located exactly midway between red and blue. Which of these is a fixture that covers the light bulb on a lamp to diffuse the light and lampshade? It is lampshade. A lampshade is a fixture that covers the light bulb on a lamp to diffuse the light it emits. Lampshades can be made out of a variety of materials like paper, glass, fabric, or stone, usually conical or cylindrical in shape. Lampshades can be found on floor, desks, tables, tabletop, or suspended lamps. The term can also apply to the glass hung under many designs of ceiling lamps. Beyond its practical purpose, significant emphasis is also usually given to decorative aesthetic features. A lampshade also serves to shade human eyes from the direct glare of the light bulbs used to illuminate the lamp. Marcos, what's going on? What was that? Adobo is a national and staple dish of which country? Philippines. The national dish of the Philippines and a staple in Filipino restaurants and household is adobo. For Filipinos, adobo refers specifically to a dish and a style of cooking pork and chicken and sometimes seafood and vegetables. Its ingredients are the pantry basics of soy sauce, white vinegar, garlic, peppercorns, and bay leaves. According to Martha Rose Schulman, author of The Food Lovers at Last of the World, unlike many other dishes in the Philippines which have a Spanish or American influence, adobo is believed to be a Filipino Malay original. And since there is no definitive history of Filipino adobo, some Filipinos of Malaysian descent says the dish evolved out of the need to preserve meat in the tropics by using vinegar. It is known in the Philippines that the vinegar technique is a common one used throughout all of the Southeast Asia. Where in the human body is the smallest muscle? I don't know this. Stapedius is the smallest skeletal muscle in the human body. Stapedius. At just over 1 millimeter in length, its purpose is to stabilize the smallest bone in the body, the stapes. What is the form of government where citizens have the right to elect leaders? Democracy. Democracy is a means of the people who choose their leaders and to hold their leaders accountable for their policies and their conduct in office. The people decide who will represent them in a parliament and who will head the government at the national and local levels. They do so by choosing between competing parties in regular, free, and fair elections. Fair. Government is based on the consent of the governed. In a democracy, the people are sovereign. They are the highest form of political authority. The people are free to criticize the elected leaders and representatives and to observe how they conduct the business of government. Elected representatives at the national and local levels should listen to the people and respond to their needs and suggestions. Elections have to occur at regular intervals as prescribed by the law. The yard is a unit of which measure? Yard length. The yard symbol YD is an English unit of length in both the British imperial and US customary systems of measurement. That comprises 3 feet or 36 inches. Since 1959, it is by international agreement standardized as exactly 0.9144 meters, 1760 yards is equal to 1 mile. The US survey yard is very slightly longer. The yard is used as the standard unit of field length measurement in American, Canadian, and Association football, cricket pitch dimensions, and in some countries, golf fairway measurements. Their corresponding units of area and volume, the square yard and cubic yard respectively. These are sometimes referred to simply as yards when no ambiguity is possible. For example, an American or Canadian concrete mixer may be marked with a capacity of 9 yards or 1.5 yards, where cubic yards are obviously referred to. What is the name of an American dish made of crispy breaded chicken meat fried in oil? Chicken nugget. A chicken nugget is a food product consisting of a small piece of deboned chicken meat that is breaded or buttered, then deep fried or baked. Invented in 1950s, chicken nuggets have become a very popular fast food restaurant item, as well as widely sold frozen for home use. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. 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 Yes. 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 No. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. No. Yes. 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 No. Yes. 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 Yo, no. Yes. Continue. Which element is named after Poland? Polonium. Tentatively called radium F, polonium was discovered by Marie and Pierre Curie in 1898 and was made after Marie Curie's native land of Poland. Latin is Polonia. Polonia. P-O. Polonia. Scientific. Polonia. P-O. Thanks for the reward. Oh, 313. What did you say, Marcus? Say that. Marcus? Level 17. Who was the US president during the Bay of Pigs invasion? It's John F. Kennedy. On April 17, the Cuban exile invasion force known as Brigade 2506 landed at beach along the Bay of Pigs and immediately came under heavy fire. Cuban planes strafed the invaders, sank 2 West Coast ships, and destroyed half of the exil's airport support. But weather hampered the ground force, which had to work with soggy equipment and insufficient ammunition. I want to say goodbye for now. See you next time.